Happy New Year, everybody. At least that's how I feel. 2014 has been absolutely a horrible, miserable year so far. Let's hope it's going to get better. At the end of December, I got sick, and I was sick through January and most of February. And then on the 28th of February, as you all know, if you've been keeping up, my sister fell at work and broke both wrists, concussed herself, smashed her face, pushed her eyeglasses into her eye, one eye, had abrasions on her knees. I think that's it. And couldn't live alone. So she moved in with Pat and me on, it was the early hours of March 1st, because we didn't get out of the hospital until after 2 a.m. And she just went home this past weekend. And on Saturday, I got sick again. I'm better now, but the cough is back. Let's not even talk about it. Because it triggers. So, yes, we have our space back. And, you know, probably I have lots of stories, but I can't, you know. My place is small. I have this blue room, which is the spare room. It's our office. And we have our bedroom and the living room, as some of you have seen in previous videos, and the kitchen, and that's it. 1.5 bathrooms, and it's a small space. And I know, you know, it was tough on all of us. It really was tough on all of us. My sister's very independent, and it had to have been very difficult. But anyway, she is on the road to recovery. She will be starting work on Monday next. And as you know, well, maybe you don't, I don't know. She fell on Friday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. She came to my place at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning on the 1st of March. And on the 3rd of March, her HR manager came to my house and told her she needed a job report on Thursday. She was flat on her back with 2 broken wrists. Her face was black and blue and bright red and a big scraped gash down here. She couldn't see. She had a thing on her head the size of an egg where she hit her head and had blacked out 4 times. And this employer said, "We don't want a lost work case. You need to report to work on Thursday. We're going to pay you for this week." Well, my cake is ready. I have to go. I'll be back. Okay, so where was I? By the way, the cake's not ready. It's in for 5 more minutes, so it's going to go off again. Be ready. Yeah, go back to work. So the employer, the HR manager, who was a piece of work, just said, "It's not going to go on my record. You have to come to work." And, of course, Robin, it was absolutely impossible. She could not. And at the hospital, happily, they had reported it as a workers' compensation case. So as soon as workers' compensation, WSIB, became involved, there was no returning to work until next Monday. But it was a small nightmare, and this woman harassed and phoned and harassed and phoned until finally workers' compensation put an end to it and told her to stop it because she was causing so much stress and whatnot. But anyway, Robin is mended and is good. And I was busy making socks. I have to show you these. I mean, you're going to think I'm absolutely fanatical, but these I think are like little pieces of artistic stuff. If I was a little bit crazier, I'd frame them. It's hard to see because of the light. Look at them. And out of 1 ball, I got 3 socks. Yes, why do I want 3 socks, you ask? Well, it's just what the ball made. And I didn't want to have leftover bits. And I did the same. This yarn was absolutely a dream to work with. I did blue ones too. It just was absolutely lovely to work with. So I got 3 of those. And I finished these. Only got 2 out of 1 ball. I'm trying to and put them in the light. And a friend of mine is coming on the 17th, he and his family. Obed, you've heard me talk about Obed. And his wife is pregnant. And I'm making this. Every time I make this baby blanket, I say it's going to be the very last time. The yarn is difficult to work with because it's got a little silver piece in it which grabs the hook. But I've made this blanket since, let's see, the first one was for Christopher, my sister's boy, who was born in 76, so I made it in 1975. For the first time, it was a pattern out of a magazine. The magazine bit that I ripped out of the magazine is, well, happily I've rewritten the pattern because I couldn't read it off of that anymore. It's faded into nothing and it crumbles when you touch it. This is the hook. This is the hook I use. See how my hand has rubbed the color off of the hook? The hook is about, I don't know, early 70s. I've had it since the early 70s. That's what I've been busy doing while taking care of my sister. As I said, I got sick again last Saturday and I'm recovering. I have to go to the dentist tomorrow. Pat's fine. I had tons of stuff to tell you, but my cake has discombobulated me because it's not ready and it's pissing me off. I should have tons for you. I haven't watched a lot of videos, I'm sorry. YouTube and my sister don't get along. Anyway. Oh, Robin is now a grandmother again. On the 25th of this month, Christopher and Lisa had another baby to join Vienna, who's now big sister. The new baby is Hunter. The name is Hunter Christopher. And he was breech most of his pregnancy and didn't have a lot of fluid in the womb. There's my cake again. And didn't move a lot. So he's got some issues and is on breathing apparatus right now and is being fed because he doesn't have the swallowing reflex yet and his muscle tone isn't good. But he was almost a 7-pound baby, which is nice and healthy. He looks great, but he's going to be in the hospital a little bit longer, I think. They took him by cesarean, and Lisa lost a lot of blood. But it's a baby boy, and everybody's very excited, and Hong Kong is very far away. Anyway, I have to go see my cake. I'll try and be back soon. That's it, that's all.